Hi there, people. This is Pray Love, and today is a video about my kind of top 10 fragrances I own that I'm gonna wear this winter. Will I'm really into trading fragrances right now, so will I trade some? Perhaps. I mean, it's not impossible, but right now this is like the roster for the winter. Winter is approaching, it has arrived for some people. Um, But for us, it's a pretty slow start. It did start off like pretty heavily a few weeks ago, but then right now it's kind of in between. So there's no particular order. Perhaps I'll talk about my favorite one at the end. But I'm gonna start with the one I'm wearing right now. So I'm wearing A Men by Mugler. So this fragrance, what you get with it, it's it's a very complex fragrance. In fact, a pretty cheap one too, but it's a pretty complex fragrance. Um, in my opinion, pretty much a masterpiece fragrance. It's and the bottle design is amazing, and it's rubbery, and you like to carry it around all day. It's very fun. I've got this bottle for a long, long time. I think I used one recharge uh, because it's rechargeable. Um, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Scent profile is a that of like Middle Eastern type fragrances with honey and a lot of things going on. Almost oud, but there's no oud in the fragrance, but it has that woodsy kind of dark appeal. It's very dark, very like dark and mysterious kind of a fragrance. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's very bold, and it's very very synthetic, and you can get it right away. Like when you spray it on, it smells a bit like tar. Okay, that's what people the image they get is tar. It smells like tar. Well, tar doesn't smell that good, you will say, but I actually got to like that opening. Some people really don't like it, but as it dries down, you get more of all the notes. The lily of the valley, the honey, the kind of caramel, whatever going on, the woodsiness, the soapy 90s fragrance vibe. Everything all together, a bit mishmashed everywhere, but all in all, it smells amazing. It's one of the fragrances that got me a lot of compliments. If it matters, it certainly doesn't need to matter, but it's very intriguing and very different. And also, I think that not many people nowadays, even though it's a mainstream, like mass marketed fragrance, it's not the most worn out of all the fragrances that are very mass marketed, especially for people my age. So it's got like this appeal that's different, that's got something new to say, even though it's an old fragrance from the 90s. I think it got released like the year I was born, this fragrance. Uh, and they kind of like wanted to do something that's very synthetic, even though it's, uh, oh yeah, great fragrance. Anyway, moving on. Um, I've got this one also from the 90s, uh, Rochas Man. So lavender, that typical lavender barbershop vibe, but warmer because it's like coffee, and it has a nice coffee vibe, raspberry coffee vibe. It's very, very sweet and a bit woodsy. Totally unisex. I don't know what it's called, man, but very sweet, a very, very pleasant fragrance. My wife really likes it when I put this on in the morning. And it's a good morning fragrance because it disappears quite fast, but you can reapply if you just want it to last longer, or you can just get another fragrance for the rest of the day, just like I do. I really like to do that. All right. Um, got this one, Bruno by Narciso Rodriguez. Every concentration is pretty good with that fragrance. I've got the Eau de Toilette. I got it as an exchange. I think I would have gotten any of them if I could, but It's amazing. That's a rainy day fragrance, but for the winter, it's got like, it's very classy. It's a very, very classy, a bit moody, dark and mysterious fragrance. It's sweet, but it's got a sweetness that's more like transcendent. I don't know if you kind of get the vibe, but very dark blue. It's got something that's very warm and intimate, and it kind of smells a bit like a deep blue raspberry, but like, blue raspberry is associated with something that's very sour, but that's not sour. It's just like very dark and fruity, a bit fruity, and it's vetiver, or like it's a vetiver fragrance, so it's got that vetiver, uh, herbal, woodsy type of scent at the base. Amazing fragrance. I really like it. I tried it out. My favorite right now is the Eau de Toilette too, but the Eau de Parfum is amazing. Every concentration is just insane with that line. All right, so need I say more? I mean, Dior Homme, probably like one of the best designer fragrances out there on the market. Iris, makeupy, very warm cocoa feel, like it's chocolatey as hell, super super sexy. Look at this dent I made. I've got like tons of fragrances, so it's a huge dent. I use it a lot, and my wife really adore it. So, haha, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Now you will see that there's tons of Tom Fords in this in this list. I would add like every Tom Ford I have, so that's pretty much it. This one, Kofi fragrance. It smells like a lot of spices. It's insanely sexy. This one is like, it's a bit like Dior Homme Intense. It's very very sexy. It's very classy. You can dress it up easily. Excellent for date nights. Um, yeah, my wife goes crazy when I wear that. It's a bit, it's vanilla centric, pretty sweet, but not too much, and very, very spicy. A lot of spices in there. It's a gourmand. It smells like something edible. So it's just amazing. Just simply amazing. All right, let's get going. Pure excess. So, you know, vanilla Coke, but not too sweet. This has a very like, yeah, good vanilla Coke vibe. You can see the lighter type cap. Some people hate it. I really like it. This fragrance, my wife wasn't too sure at the beginning, but then she gave me compliment and was like, "What are you wearing? It's amazing." That one that you didn't like at first, but yeah, she really likes it now. It's a vanilla Coke vibe. It's a leathery vibe. It's very dark. It's very pleasant. It's insanely sexy, but it's more casual than the two previous ones. So it's fun to wear it with like sports attire roll and stuff. I like it like also to like just work out and stuff. It's amazing for that. And I like, where I'm wearing like more casual attires, this one, and when I want to get that attitude, this one too. I guess that for shows it must be good too, if you're doing some performance. All right, let's get going. We've got this one. It's John Varvatos XX. This one is amazing. It's an apple-based fragrance. It's not like Layton. So this one too, pretty like sweet, younger leaning fragrance, a bit like Pure Excess. But this one is sweeter. It's got apple. The apple note is beautiful in that fragrance, completely beautiful. But it's not like a Layton type apple or a Versace Eros type apple. It's a lot sweeter, a bit more like candied apple, but it's also not too sweet. And the dry down is very heavy on the woods. It's very heavy on the depth. It's a very base centric fragrance overall. All right, so let's get going still. Bohemian Woods. This one I got like in a trade from Atelier Oblique. This one is just amazing. It's a high-end German fragrance. Okay, that it's one of my favorites right now. It's very too good to exist. You know, it's an iris fragrance, but it's also it smells like um it smells like alcohol a lot, but it smells a bit more like I would say like a scotch, a very good scotch, or it would smell also like absinthe. It's got like this anise note, so it kind of gets this absinthe vibe, but it's also a scotch kind of fragrance. It really reminds me of the scent of scotch, and I'm a scotch lover, so this one, oh my god, it's heaven, and it's dark and woodsy. If you like things like By the Fireplace from Replica or whatever, it's a very like fireplace cozy kind of fragrance. Check it out, and it's super elegant, so you can dress it up all you want. You can wear crazy clothings with that fragrance. It's amazing. All right, so a second Tom Ford right there, Black Orchid Parfum. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Black Orchid, and the Parfum version I think is the best, even though the original is still insane. Oh my god, it's a floral. It's a bit sweet. It's got rum, ylang ylang. I don't really like ylang ylang, but that fragrance, it's amazing. I completely like. It's good. This fragrance is pretty much sex in a bottle. It's super super sexy. So um, it's got something going on that's just crazy intoxicating, very different, very very different. You can dress it up quite easily. For a long time, I was like comparing it to Philip Klein's No Limits, but in a more classy way. Nowadays, I'm just wearing that, and I got rid of Philip Klein's No Limits because I thought it was like redundant with some stuff that I had, including Black Orchid, which is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. So, and every time I wear it, it's like a garden of flowers, but it's also chocolatey, and there's rum, and I'm like always sniffing, and I'm like, what smells so good? And I remember, oh, it's me. It's always different to me. I can't just accept the fragrance as it is. It just gets back to me, and it's always as wonderful and as beautiful as the last sniff, that I get from it. So it's an amazing scent. I'm always like, it smells so good. Oh yeah, I've got Black Orchid on. So it's one of those fragrances that just gets me happy throughout the day. So I really like that one. And it's dark, dark, dark. It's super, super sexy and dark and mysterious. It's great. All right, so the last one. So is it the last one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's the last one. And no surprise, it's another Tom Ford. It's Tobacco Vanille. Okay. Tobacco Vanille is uh, probably right now my favorite fragrance, my kind of signature scent ish. My wife, it's her favorite fragrance from my old collection. She really, really loves it. It's Christmas in a bottle for me. All the spices that it gets, the tobacco vibe, the vanilla that's sweet and warm and comforting, everything's there. And it's super sexy too. It's bold, it's got character, it's got everything you want. It's warm, bold, character, reassuring yet very assertive. It's an amazing fragrance. And the box is also amazing. I can serve it in the whole box. Um, it's if you like tobacco scents, this one is a must scent. You should get your hands on a sample at least. It's amazing. It's also my sister's one of her favorite fragrances of all time. And I'm gonna do like one extra fragrance that is gonna get some wearing during the winter. I wear it on very special occasion normally. Um, this one is Guerlain, Mon Précieux Nectar. So this one, Mon Précieux Nectar, it's from Les Parisiennes. It's a women's fragrance at first. On me, it gets more woodsy and a bit more masculine leaning if you want. But anyway, it really adapts to everyone's skin, and you must let the perfume just do its work of magic. And this one is wonderful. It's also one of my sister's favorite She likes it on herself, like just like tobacco vanille, and it's amazing. It's like happiness in a bottle. Oh, it's intimate. It's sweet. It's got something that reminds you of honey, but on the very light, hairy, like light, airy honey. Wonderful, superb fragrance. So it's kind of like the bonus from the top 10. It's like that fragrance that I'm wearing all year round on, intimate like days, or days that I want to be like more concentrated on myself and stuff. This one is just, it's magnificent. It's a work of art. Do check it out. Guerlain stores are super friendly, super nice, and you can go check out some fragrances there. Hopefully, you'll get to see that one. And I fell in love with it the first time I sniffed it. So, thanks for listening. Spread love and spray love. Bye bye.